Oh, then I think I have one reserved.
Let me know.
I'll check with them today. I got to get in the loop. I've been gone for a week. Pretty good. Yeah. As good
Okay,
as possible.
you ready?
Yes, but I'm taking it for 6-8 weeks.
All right, everybody.
Not funny.
It's time to start.
Let's go.
It's go time. All right. Welcome to February team meeting. All right. A little cold. I'm a little
How's
cold.
everybody doing? Yeah. Wake up.
All right. Here we are. All right. Let's go. Let's get started here. Yeah, you see this?
Wow.
Caesar did this. It's Chiefs themed. All right. So tell me something good. Let's start it off.
That right there is pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We're going to the Super Bowl again. A lot of haters out this year, this time around. So bad.
Are you guys kind of enjoying being hated now a little bit?
Yeah.
Like it? Yeah. It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I sense another parade in our future here real soon. All right. Well, who's got something good you can tell us about? I know there's good stuff, Tim.
Yes. Every so often, somebody will ask me for an update on my dad, and somebody just called me a couple days ago and asked. My dad has not been in the hospital since before Christmas, so he's out like 5 weeks of running really good and feeling good and healthy. And I was at Shields the other day. I bought a new putter grip for my putter, and I was just like, "Hey, Dad, I got something for you to do," because he's bored. You know, he's just like at home most of the time. So he's like re-gripping clubs and like getting his mind around the golf season. And so life is good. My dad's doing really well health-wise. So
Good.
like that feels really good.
Good.
Yay. That is wonderful. That is good.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. He's got you on the list.
All right. Who else has got something good? That is really good. Yes, Steve.
I got my clear clothes for my client for next week yesterday.
Good
Oh,
job. Yes. Clear to close. We love those words. Clear to close.
Yes.
David.
With the help of Mr. Finn, we have both sides of a transaction coming into the business center here. And that's great. The bad news is we still need a Lambo.
Oh, that's a little detail there.
We did it.
All right.
We need one.
They're out there.
All right.
They're out
Very good. Very good. I love that. Yes, Joanna.
I got an offer on my Pleasant Hill house.
there. Yes.
It's been accepted. We're just waiting, but anyway, yeah, I think it's really good.
That one took a
Took
minute.
long time,
It took
yes.
a minute. Yeah. Way to hang in there. Keep them hanging in there. Good job. All right. What else? Glenda, you got some good news.
No way.
Yes. We okay, so that one was another one that you had to go to battle for, and you have another buyer under contract. Good job. All right.
Wonderful.
Love that.
Good job.
Love that. Good job.
Who all went to John? Thank you so much for the CPR class. By the way, who all was there? I know. Yeah, we had a massive 30, 40 people in that place. It's crazy.
So Southland is a safer place.
It's a safer
Today.
place now. Yeah. Really, really cool. Yeah.
Oh. No, it's not. Please don't have a heart attack.
Stop during team meeting again. Now's the time to do it.
All
The
right.
question is, do you use it like in a rough transaction? David's over here hyperventilating, you know, do we use it then? Right.
Don't, oh my gosh, that's funny. That's funny. All right. Well, I guess we'll find out. I would like to introduce Brooklyn. Brooklyn's over here. She's, she joins us. You're a high school senior, correct? So she's a high school senior. She joins us from the Lead Center. She's doing an internship here with us for the next several months. So you'll see her around. We're going to try to keep her busy with stuff. She wants to learn about real estate. Her older brother just joined us last month as an agent. And I know he's really bummed that she's here and he's not, because he's a dual career agent. So he has another job till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So she gets to come to team meeting before he does. And so I know that, so if you see Brooklyn around, or even Zach, he's here in the afternoons, say hi to them. You're almost 18. She's like already working through real estate school, so that when she turns 18, she can pass her test and get in here. So, and your brother's like 20, he's 20, and he owns a landscaping business and has another job, and now he's doing this. So I think we watch out for these guys. They're going to do big stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I would have started at 18.
I know, we've all said that, I think, it's true.
For those of you guys that reached out, my wife Amber had her rotator cuff surgery yesterday morning. It was successful, less invasive than maybe it could have been. So
Good.
really good. You know, she's got the whole sling and all those bad things that go along with shoulder surgery. So she'll be at home a lot in the next couple of weeks, but she's doing good. So thank you guys.
Good,
Awesome.
good. Yeah, and I really, really appreciate our care committee for stepping in. There's been different instances throughout this year already that they've had to step in and provide cards or meals or care in one way or the other. So I'm really want to brag on our care committee for it's a new committee we just launched this year, and already they are doing a great job for us. So appreciate that. Ryan?
I don't want to get emotional in front of everybody, but I can't thank you guys enough for all the phone calls and text messages and the abundance of food that's been brought out to my house. I think I gained 7 or 10 pounds in the last week. Like, can eat all the cookies and junk food, but it helps a lot. Obviously a tough time for the family right now, but the care committee just stepped up, the office as a whole, honestly. So thank you all for jumping in and making this feel love here. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Great, Ryan.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Okay, let's move on. Let's go with to our preferred vendors here, our preferred vendors here. I think that's great. All right, let's start with Lisa. Lisa, what you got?
It's already on it. The easy stuff. Office is closed on the 17th for President's Day. Cass County Bates and Clay are also closed on the 12th for Lincoln's birthday. So, the other thing, your flyers that you have. This is a new and improved wire fraud situation that is probably the all-time scariest thing I've seen. Basically, it's the deep fake technology. And basically, they're able to mimic, copy very well your voice, your appearance. So what's happening is they're sending out calls that are saying, hey, your wiring instructions have been updated. We've sent those to you. You guys have all done a really good job at telling everybody, make sure that you call and verify any wiring instructions. So they call the phone number that's on the email and they get somebody that sounds like me. And maybe they've talked to me before and they're like, in their minds, they're already feeling comfortable because they recognize that voice. It's not me. And so money is being sent out to the wrong entities to probably never be recovered again. So
Is there a password that you can give us that we can tell our clients that they give them password?
there's a couple things and some of the tips that our national underwriters sent this flyer out. So it's a nationwide thing, obviously. One of the things is a phrase that you could have that you establish at the time you write contract. And that phrase has to be repeated. But we use Closing Lock, and Closing Lock is a password secured portal. So it's very important that when those wiring instructions go out via Closing Lock, our secured email system, that's where they pick up their wiring instructions. That's where you've told them that they have to get that information from. Because they're also sending out wiring instructions via secured system, their own system. Again, they're trying to make people as comfortable as possible that the wiring instructions they're pulling are accurate. This is a huge profit for them. They're not going to stop this. They're just going to continue to find ways around it. So you really, really, really got to make sure that your buyers know. So anyway, like I said, there are some tips on here that the national underwriters have put out. It's worth the read.
There's gonna be a few
Yes.
questions on this one.
Yes, please.
So Lee, oh, go ahead, Darren. No, go ahead. Okay, so if I have a client, it's gonna be wire how do we keep it from happening? I mean, it almost sounds like to me, go by the office and pick up your wiring instructions, right?
That's a great comfort feel. I mean, if I had my ruthers, that would be the Ruth. But I don't. People aren't available like that anymore. So they have to call trusted phone numbers. So they have to call my phone number or Summer's phone number or Cheryl's phone number instead of the phone numbers that are on the emails.
So if it's
Or-
impossible for them to call your phone number, and that's not being faked right now, nobody's faking a phone number that they would call. So if they call the number that we have provided,
Mhm.
then that is a pretty safe way to get it. But don't call any phone numbers off of email.
Right.
Okay.
Or voicemails. Because
Okay.
that's the other thing, that they're calling people. And when they're not answering, they're leaving voicemails that sound like me or whoever. And call such and such, call me on my personal cell or call me on, it's something to throw them off. So that they call and then they already have that number in there. They know, oh, somebody's calling for Caulfield. Let me give them this information, but I've just changed the account number. Mhm.
So what about like just having them bring a cashier's check? Isn't that the safest way? Just that way there's no possibility.
Yeah, right. Cashier's checks are still a valid form of payment. So the problem with that is there's so many people that online bank only. So that's not a possibility for them to get a cashier's check within a timely manner. My understanding is they can order those, but those could take 7 days or so to get. And that's not realistic in kind of our situation. So.
Let's
but
ask that
yes.
question right from the get-go. If we're working with a buyer, where do you guys bank? Do you bank locally, commerce, whatever that looks like? The answer is yes. Maybe that's the path from day one.
Right.
Hey, here's how we're going to do this just to avoid this nightmare that's going on in our industry right now. And by the way, these guys are going to get better and better at this.
Exactly.
With AI and everything, it's going to get creepy.
Mhm.
I got a feeling there's going to be a point where we may have to consider doing business differently.
Mhm.
So let's lean on cashier's checks instead of wires. Could
Mhm.
we do that
When
possibly?
possible.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like you said, if somebody just does online banking, it's hard.
it will be.
And then sometimes you don't get the amount till the day before you close, and now you get a job and you're taking off of work, and now you gotta go get a cashier's check. It gets a little more complicated, but
Mhm.
But your 50,000 is safe.
I-
Personally, I'll take off an hour of work. I'll go across the parking lot to get my cashier's check. We close on things like that all the time, by the way,
Mhm.
so it can be done. I think that's going to have to be let's lean in on that a little more.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
And-
if you get a estimated cashier's check a
Mhm.
few days earlier, if they bring too much money to you, you can write them a check, correct?
Right, yeah,
Exactly.
we'll cut a check back, or depending on what the overage is, we can even wire it back into their bank. We can go the other direction because we're getting it from them in person. It's not like they're calling us up and saying, hey, refund this back to ABC Bank, whatever. They're there in person, and that's how we have our comfort feel that we're wiring out to the
which
correct
means
entity.
this is mostly a problem for buyers, right?
Mostly a problem for buyers. I mean, once in a while, we do have a seller owe to close. But yeah, not very often, not very often.
And probably not much.
Usually when they owe to close, it's usually a pretty big chunk. But I get where you're going with that. Yeah, yeah,
A smaller amount, they're not gonna waste a lot of time on.
yeah. I mean,
Of course, they
potentially,
may not know the either.
yeah, yeah. And the other thing I'd like to mention is if it is a smaller amount that the buyer owes to close and they don't have a local bank, they don't have checks, which is another huge thing. They can get money orders. Money orders is also considered a valid form of payment, along with the cashier's check.
Did
Okay.
those clear as fast as a cashier's check?
They're instant.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. But there's a limit on the dollar amounts that you can purchase money orders depending on where you get them
How
from.
about cash?
No, we cannot accept cash. We're not a bank. We have no form of being able to deposit it instantly. No, we get that question. We get that question often.
No scratchers either.
No, scratch it. Well, no. Yeah.
That
Hey,
it?
Lisa, we really appreciate, yep. you have-
Yeah, so teaching lesson here, guys. Remember this. Is Todd here?
Yep.
Todd, hey. So if Todd's saying, hey, that their figure for closing is going to be between 24 and 25 grand, we're just waiting for all the smoke to settle. They could go on and get their cashier's check for 25, 25.5, 26, whatever, made out to the title company. Bring that in, knowing it's too much money. And guess what? When everything settles, you'll cut them a check back for the difference. What a smooth way to do it than sit there by the phone for 2 days waiting for the exact to the penny figure.
Right.
You guys get that?
And just
Yep.
as Lonnie mentioned
practice.
earlier, you can go ahead and,
Sorry.
that's okay. My bubble. You can, go ahead and tell your clients up front, this is gonna be happening. Be aware that the day before closing or 2 day, whatever, that you're gonna need to go get a cashier's check. So carve out some time, be aware of it. Often people, when they have 30, 45 days notice of stuff, they can work it in their schedule. So,
Thank you.
thanks a lot.
Good job,
All
Lisa.
right, very good, very good. All right, moving right along, Todd Branson with Fairway. All right, Todd Branson.
I actually have nightmares on this. All right, so today, let's show of hands, who else coming today to the lunch and learn? All right, cool. Jose Peppers is catering it for us. So we're gonna have a taco bar. And then my daughter Tatum makes mean chocolate chip cookies. So she made me like 6 dozen last night. I brought 4 dozen with me, so two didn't make it. Cooper's over there right now, and I'm sure some of them may be gone. So anyway, we're gonna have a good time. One of my colleagues from Overland Park is gonna come in, Josh Kranz. And I mentioned the other day at the meeting that he has closed one of these specific loans. And essentially the class is about how to keep your seller from being contingent upon their sale and the guaranteed sale where Fairway will purchase your home. So it's a cool little program. I'm going to be winging it, but I'm good at that. That's kind of what I do my whole career, 32 years. We wing it. So, but we'll figure it out together. And Josh, just having closed one, will have a pretty good insight. So I wanted him to be here to be able to answer some questions as well. But the program's super cool, and we'll go into those details at about 11:30. Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd.
We're excited about that. I appreciate our vendors that come in and educate us. It makes us better agents when we're out in the field. Okay, who's next? Ron Alaba, I don't see him. Is he? Okay. I did see Rustlin with Apex. Rustlin and Raylan.
Good morning. I don't have anything super valuable this morning other than the conditions we're still facing with the weather and everything's wet. We got more snow coming in, we got more rain coming in. So just be cognizant of that and make for sure when you know that you got that contract and you either have a sewer or septic, get those done first, second day. Don't wait till the last day and then we're trying to move it out, working on trying to figure out, what your negotiations are going to be because it takes some time. So you've got to organize getting it pumped. You got to organize getting an inspector out there. Then after that, then you got to figure out what the problem is. And if it's sopping rain, it's going to be another week before someone like us can get out there and try to do some investigational digging to figure out what the actual problem is. So other than that, we're here for any questions. If you guys have anything, we do appreciate your support and business. Thanks.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you. I have learned more from about septic and being in this office than I ever knew. It's great. Yeah, all right. JW with Royal Roofing. All right.
Good morning. I don't have anything new either. We're still having a lot of calls on the ice damming. Nothing we can do. There's nothing wrong with the roof. Just the ice melting. Found a way to get inside the attic. Just something you have to deal with. I do have to give him some props. My boss, my second career coaching, Sam Harrell,
Mhm.
gave him a 5-star review. I don't know, did you do any of the work? He really liked you for some reason.
Probably not. I know we had a beer afterwards.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
But I just want to say thanks for all the business. Keep calling. I have free inspections, even if I don't find anything. It's nothing. It's easy for me to go out and inspect, and it takes like 30 minutes. So that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thanks, what?
All right, we're gonna pick up the pace here and zoom through a little bit faster. I'm not even, we'll get to that. I got all that stuff. Oh, Friday, this is Friday. Gosh, my brain. All right, Friday is the Red Friday, right before the big game. We're gonna have a Super Bowl party here with some soups and chilies and stuff. It's just gonna be kind of pretty informal, but I'm bringing a pot of chili or soup. Sandy is, we still need 2 more at least. If you want to come, it'll just be pretty informal. Let's hang out. We'll watch some highlights of the Chiefs game, whatever, and just have a bowl of soup together, wearing our Chiefs stuff, celebrate and get ready for the game. That is coming up Friday. Oh, Carrie Lesmeister, bringing the fun today. Tell us what you got, Carrie.
Gambling. Oh, cool.
We have our squares, $10.
Oh,
sorry.
Can you hold it or you're
$10 a square. We've still got several spots left. We need to get them filled before the game.
How much are they, Carrie?
$10.
Can you buy more than one?
Yes.
And what does that look like? How does it pay out?
So you pick your squares, obviously.
Hold on, guys. Okay,
Right.
hold on. Pause.
What's
Okay.
going on back there?
I don't know. They're having a party.
About wiring.
So we've got random numbers down the side and across the top. We've covered them up so there's no cheating or picking favorite squares. At the end of each quarter, we will take the end number for both teams. And whatever square it lands on, that person wins $250. So there's some money up for grabs Sunday during the game.
4 chances to win. All right.
Good.
It's just for fun.
And it's
Sandy,
pure
yeah.
luck.
Mhm.
Sandy?
We would prefer cash. That way we actually can like pay you out quickly.
Yeah, we cannot put it on the office bill. This one's not going on the office bill. No. All
Okay.
right.
So see me or Hannah if you want tickets.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, that'll be fun. Bring your money, bring your $10 anytime this week. We're selling squares. All right, our ALC spotlight. This week we're highlighting the education committee with Tom. That's you. That's you.
Give it up for
Come on,
Tom.
I don't have nightmares about this thing, but anyway, Education Committee, which consists right now of Laura, Carrie, and myself, right? If anybody else would like to join the Education Committee, we'd be more than happy to have you. First of all, I want to give big props to Laura. So after spending a month trying to do this, the fact that she's been handling this the last couple of years pretty seamlessly, it's not easy to coordinate all this. So she's been great. So happy to have her on here to make sure it goes to go smoothly. So really, other than that, we're coming up with some days. We're looking for lunch and learns at the second Tuesdays of the month on a pretty consistent basis. And we're going to have other educational opportunities at 10 a.m. on a Monday, 10 a.m. on a Wednesday. If you know somebody that can come in and they're only available in the afternoons, but they have something important to teach us, we'll make accommodations. We'll figure that out, right? So we're going to have some structured and fluid, right? We're going to get it together. So yeah, that's really it. We really hope to bring in a lot of informational stuff to strengthen ourselves with agents. When we can go out and talk knowledgeably about septic or sewer or all of that, our agents look at us differently, right? They trust us more. We don't have to know the whole process, but we need to know a little bit and we need to know where to point them. So there's a lot of opportunities. If you're, we're going to have some senior real estate, a couple of those things. If you know how to go out and talk to seniors in your family, you're going to have a better chance. And if you know a little bit about what that looks like, they're going to trust you more. So I'm going to leave it with this. Real estate is important. Education is importanter.
That's right.
Nice.
Oh, Laura's got something.
Okay. CE class is coming up. We really appreciate the education committee. It's not easy to pull that calendar together every month, and they do a great job. All right, what do we got next? Okay, Family Reunion is our national convention that we have every year. This year it's in Vegas. Last year it was in Vegas. This is where about 18 to 20,000 agents come together from all over the world. It's pretty crazy and cool. If you've never seen, I had never seen something on that scale before. I went to my very first family reunion in Dallas. Anyway, if you can't make it, it's not in the plans or not in the budget this year. We are going to have a watch party here in the office. And so they have, I've got more information to come, but just wanted to put it out there. February 18th through the 20th, we will be having the watch party right here. We'll be live streaming things from Vegas. So Gary Keller's vision speech, Mo Anderson's inspirational morning. There's breakout sessions. We'll be hearing from all different people, great high level people. And so stay tuned for more details. I just don't have the times. I just have the dates, but they haven't released the times yet. So I'd give them to you if I had them. Also, it is award season. And so as we did last year, we want to have the Agent's Choice Awards. So we do have our production awards. Those are always fun. And we go through the numbers to see who wins the production awards. But then there's this other category, the Agent's Choice Awards. I posted something on Facebook about that yesterday. I pinned it or will pin it to the top. I can't remember if I got that done. But we want you to vote. You have about a week or so to get the votes in. The votes are anonymous. Just please vote. And they're just takes 2 minutes. Thank you. It's so easy and it's just fun. So if you'll help me, I have to have enough votes so we can have an Agent's Choice. They're fun categories too. They're just kind of silly, kind of fun. So please help me with that. Okay, let me tell you about this because we want to thank Marsha. Marsha's been covering our front desk. It's been on a, we called it what did we call it? Like a long-term sub type situation. And Marsha has let us know that her business has picked up so much that she is unable to keep that position at the front. And so that's what we wanted. That's exactly what we wanted.
Awesome.
And so she let us know yesterday, as much as she loves the job and she loves working with you agents and she would love to stay, it just doesn't make sense right now for her to do both. And she needs to focus on her business, which we agreed from the beginning is the priority. So that puts us in a place of hiring. We are looking for a director of first impressions now. If you do know somebody that might be a good fit for us, send them our way. Actually, send them to Caesar. He's the one that will have information. When you see Marsha, tell her thank you because she had just stepped right in, hit the ground running for us. And we really, really appreciate everything she's done for us. And she's not going anywhere. She's staying with us. She's just going to go back into that agent role exclusively. So if you know anybody, let us know. I will be putting something out on Facebook, but I wanted to talk about it here in our little family meeting before you just saw it online. So that's what's up. If you have any questions, let me know. There will be a career night later this month. I'm hosting a career night. This is for anybody that is wanting to learn more about real estate. So as you're out and about and you're working with clients, if you ever have that one client that is all about the details and asking you a million questions, maybe they need to get into real estate. Maybe this, if they are fascinated by the whole process, send them to career night. If you want to come with them, come with them. If not, send them. I'll take good care of them. And then with the goal being in mind that is my date wrong? Is my date's wrong? I kind of thought that. As I see your hand go up, I bet my date's wrong.
Thursday, December.
27th. Okay, it's the 27th. It definitely is Thursday. I know it's Thursday. It is Thursday, the 27th. So I'll get that fixed and more information to come. Just put that on your radar as you're out and about and talking to friends, family, clients. Just send them. It's just information.
Is this for people who are just initially looking into the thing, or that perhaps they've taken some courses or?
Either one. I'll answer any and all questions. It's all things, all things real estate. I can handle that. So it's right here. And I'll have a flyer that you can send out. I'll have a Facebook post you can share, that kind of thing. Yep. I don't know about that. Hadn't thought about that. Well, how about this? I'm also available for one-on-one appointments. So if that date doesn't work, we'll just schedule something that does work. No. No. Ah, that's funny. Your 3-year-old's interested? No. So anyway, that's, we'll figure something out that works. All right. So what else? Oh, Darren. Darren's got something for us today.
All
What you got,
right, Darren.
Wow, what a packed house. I didn't even think about team meeting today until she says, you got anything to say? So I thought, yeah, I can come up with stuff. First, pat yourselves on the back. MLS did not fine any of you in January. Save that much.
That means we didn't do much business.
Always Debbie Downer over here. I didn't hear that. Another thing that keeps coming up, Brian, is that Kansas licenses are due every month. We all have a different month that our Kansas license is due. It's not simple like Missouri, September or June. So occasionally I get an email that says, hey, so-and-so's license expired. And I try to watch the list. I've got it printed on my desk, but sometimes I miss one, and I missed one last month. So you can go to the KREC website, double check when your license is due, put it in your calendar. And that way we don't get in trouble for having an expired, you can let it expire, just you can't do any work in Kansas if it expires, or they'll fine you. I try to go over some of the stuff, and I'll be quick, that I keep seeing on, and I know compliance keeps seeing on some of our contracts listings. We got to put on there if they're married or single. Still some of you missing that in 2 places, page 1 and whatever the other page is where it says how it's titled. It says right there, include marital status. So it has to be there. Let's put AMC or ASP. We had one, I don't know who it was, where it showed, you know, James and Joan Smith married. That doesn't do it. Who's married? Who's married to who? Who are they married to? You know, and I had that conversation one time sitting at a house in Butler, writing an offer on a house. I didn't do my due diligence. And this couple is sitting at the table with me. We're literally writing the offer at the kitchen table, at the house they want. Got their full legal names. And I said, are you guys married? Yeah, but not to each other. Okay.
That's normal in Butler.
Okay. On the change form, if you're changing a listing, you have to put the MLS number on there. That line is kind of off to the side, and a lot of times y'all miss it. Y'all, that's my Butler accent. One more, and I posted this on Facebook. I just canceled a deal in Olathe because the seller checked the box that said no to wood rot and doubled down at the bottom where it says, if the answer to any questions in this section are yes, please explain. And he put no wood rot. The house was horrible. It was the old T111 or whatever that crap was. All the windows had rotten trim. Every piece of siding at the bottom, we've all seen it, and at the top and along the roof line. It was all rotten. It's back on the market. I'm going to go back and see if that agent changed the disclosure or if he's just sharing the same old disclosure, because that's just, I know we wouldn't do that. That's all I got. Yes.
Real quick thing, you give us so much value, but I just want to point out you know, a lot of us are dehydrated, we'll walk around, but Darren is showing us.
Well,
how
that's
to drink.
Ron.
He's got 4 drinks in front of us, now 3 drinks. Thanks, Darren.
I mean, you know, this talking and all this work and all the mental work, you know.
Having to deal with all of us.
That's right. Picture of all y'all. There, I did it again.
Yes.
Thanks, Darren.
Good job, Pete.
All right, what do we got? Oh, okay, that's me. All right, I wanted to show you, Gary Keller has this circle of competency and capacity. And this is how he was explaining the path to mastery. And it really made sense to me. And I was like, oh, okay. So what he was saying here is in the inner circle, when somebody does something, we wake up in the morning, we have to go do something. Now, maybe it's the first time we've ever done it. Remember the first time you ever wrote a contract, or the first open house you ever held, or the first seller presentation you went on, or listing appointment, I should say. The first time you did it, probably a little nervous, but you made it through. Good, bad, or ugly, you did it. And so you completed the circle. Okay. Well, some people stop there. They stop. They don't continue like, okay, got it done. Cool. Well, their circle of competency and capacity is pretty small at that point if you just stop. He said a true professional begins there. Once they've done it once and they kind of saw how it went, and they saw what they were good at, they saw where they had gaps and deficiencies and where they could grow. And so they did it again. So they found them, they would put themselves, a true professional, if you're on the journey to mastery, whatever that thing is, if it's your first open house and it kind of bombed, maybe you didn't get anybody in the door. Let's look at that. Why did nobody come in? And let's, if you don't know, let's get with a coach and let's look at the things that you did and see if we can figure out maybe why. Now, sometimes we can't control things. I've sat in a few open houses where nobody came in. But if I can look at it and go, wait a minute, did I advertise correctly? Did I pick a good open house? Did I pick something that people want to come see? Did I pick something that's been on the market for 82,000 days? Like, what was it? And so that's just one example, but whatever it is in your life, if you want to get to the place of mastery, you're going to have to do this thing more and more. If you notice, the circle gets bigger. Your capacity expands as you do the things more and more. And so eventually you do that thing enough, whether it's calling people and walking through your scripts. Tim, the first time you called people, were you fabulous with your scripts and know what to say? No. But did you call again? Yep. So if the more you call people, it may feel uncomfortable at first. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And sometimes we're talking about the top 40 challenge. We're talking about digging into your database. We're talking about all this stuff. But sometimes you're going to sit there and go, okay, today's my day to call. I time blocked it. I'm here. I can't go load the dishwasher. I can't take the dog out. Like, everything's done. No more excuses. I have to call. And then, so sometimes the way to hack your mind for that is to call someone easy, make an easy call, somebody that you know is going to pick up the phone and be happy to talk to you. Make that your first call. Then once you do that and you accomplish, okay, you did it. Now let's do it again. Let's call someone else. If you have to do another easy call, do that. And then eventually it's going to help you get better and better. The more we do this, the better we're going to get. The more listing presentations we go on, the more listings we're going to take, the more open houses, all that stuff on our path to mastery. We want to master these things. And where this comes into play is you may do an open house and you may do a decent open house. You may or may not get 3 people in the door and maybe pick up a lead, but maybe not. Or you can be an agent that's building a $5-10 million business off of open houses because they've mastered the skill of open houses. They've mastered the skill from start to finish. Every little detail is mastered because they have figured it out. They've spent the time to look into that and see where do I need to get better? Where can I hone my skills? And guess what? Put yourself in that situation again to do it again. If you failed it completely, let's learn from our mistakes. Do it again, do it again, do it again. And so we are going to get better. The more and more we do these things, our capacity is going to grow. Our competency is going to grow. And that's how the path to mastery happens, is by doing it over and over and over again. What do they say? You have to do something like 10,000 times to master it. So if you haven't held 10,000 open houses yet, then we still have room to grow there. If you haven't been on 10,000 listing appointments, we've got room to grow. So does anybody feel like they've mastered anything? Have we? That's not a trick question. I'm just even asking myself. I don't know if I've mastered anything. But there's opportunity there. What's that? Hey, I'm just saying there's room to grow. I got things to do. I got things to do. Jake, if I don't have the results I want, then there's work to do. So if I don't have the sales I want, there's work to do. There's improvement to be made, capacity to be gained, competency to grow in.
And it's constantly changing. So even if you felt like you had the listing presentation mastered a year ago, what changed in the last summer?
There you
Now all
go.
of a sudden we're talking about the entire upheaval of the industry and how we have to, we've decoupled the commissions and things like that. So it's constantly changing. So
Constantly.
whether you think you have it mastered or not, it's really not the point because it's going to
True.
change. You're going to have to be adaptive to the different things that are constantly changing, not only in our industry, but the market itself.
Absolutely. And it's like they say, it's not the destination that's the goal, it's the journey. It's who we become in the process of mastering something or becoming an expert in something. Yes, Ryan.
Got it. In 2021, I had mastered. I had it down.
Yes.
Stick the sign in the yard, and before you get to your car, you'll have 3 offers. But to that point, the market changes. and
Yes.
I continue to train, and I tell other brokerages and other agents, like, we train like them. Because they're always training, they're always trying to find the edge. What is the thing that we need to be learning about, like we're gonna do today, here just a little bit.
Yep.
What do we, I'm gonna be in that class, what do we need to be learning about, that we can have that edge, so that when we sit in front of those clients and consult with them, we're gonna.
Absolutely. Love that. Love that. All right, guys. Mastery is not always the destination. It's about growing and developing along the way. So, all right, Lonnie, I think it's you. You're up.
Do we have any listings or buyers or any of that stuff to talk about?
Well, let's do that.
Yeah.
All right, listings, buyers, open houses. Buyer need,
Yeah, I got, one of my listings under contract and we're ready to start looking for property, so it's gonna be kind of tough, but we'll make it happen. So we're looking in Raymore, single, a ranch, I was gonna say something else that described it a little bit. So anyway, so yes, we're looking for that buyer, under 300,000. I know it's tough, but the house can need a little bit of work, but we're looking for good values. So
Okay.
got that one ready. And Todd is the, loan officer on this property, so you can be guaranteed it will make it to the finish line.
Guaranteed. Very good. All right, so that was a buyer need. What else we got? What you got? Caitlin?
Drop price on our house in Butler at 909 North Fulton. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, super large lot, fenced in yard, at 185. And then we've got a house coming up on 6 acres in Adrian, with a 40 by 40 shop and 12 by 25, office and half bath, pool house, super cool for 595. And we'll go live on that one end of March.
Nice. How many acres is that?
6.
Okay, cool.
In
Very
Archie.
nice.
Adrian.
Adrian.
Yeah,
Okay.
Adrian.
All right. John, what you got?
We have a price reduction on the ranch on 13 acres in Pleasant Hill.
Okay.
We had 2 open houses this weekend, went really good, but we still need to get that thing under contract. So 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,450 square feet on top of a full basement. And it's fenced, cross fenced. There's a little barn outside and a little lean-to. It's hilltop. It's an amazing view. It's got to be the second or third highest point in Cass County. You see like 9 water towers from that front porch. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, and we have one going on next week. It's a 4-bedroom, 2 full bath, 1 half bath in Lee Summit in White Oak Farms. On Montgomery Drive. It's about 2,300 square feet, 2-car garage, full fenced backyard. It's really nice. They took all the popcorn ceiling out and they put textured ceilings in and that's painting and flooring and stuff. So that goes on the 12th in Lee Summit.
How much is that one?
345.
345.
Oh.
Okay. A good one.
Nice.
All right, Joanna.
This one I had last year and I had it for like a year and a half, the land in Mission
Mm,
on
yes.
151st and Mission Road. It's back on and it's 600,000 for 2.3 acres. So if you know anybody that wants to build like a mansion or, develop it or whatever, that is back on the market.
Okay. Very good. Silas.
This Thursday in Pleasant Hill on 3-bed, 2-bath. It's got a 4th non-conforming in the basement, kind of like a master suite. It's got a big closet, it's at 240, 2,100 square feet, and it's got a above ground pool too. So,
Nice.
price will get into it quick. It's worth $10
Pleasant Hill.
It's in pretty much now.
All right, Nanette, what you got?
Looked at everything that's active, if anybody's got anything coming up, please go ahead.
Villas of Brookside might work too for those people.
Okay, Trisha.
Large, like 200 square feet, maintenance provided, need a buyer, please.
Okay, what's it priced at? Thank you.
So I have one in Morning View, but I have another one that is on the pre-MLS in Morning View for 265 coming up on the 25th. This lady has been meticulous on this house. Now, it's not updated like new, granite and all that stuff, but she has replaced windows and air conditioning, a roof, and she has really done a great job. And that's coming on the 25th for 265.
All right, okay. Darren,
We've got a pre-MLS going live tomorrow in Peculiar, 354-9. It's right across from the high school. 6-year-old house, still looks like new. It is vacant. I've put it on the page, but it's open for open houses if anyone wants to hold an open house this week. It will be live tomorrow. We're going to go down later today and get pictures and drone pictures. So hopefully it'll sell pretty quick. It's 354-9. No, just the city lot.
James.
Fire need and Harrison go up to 200, so
Mm.
but if anyone has anything less or knows anything that may pop up, we do first time home buyer.
I think there's a couple in pre-MLS if you haven't looked there.
Okay, good deal. Jake.
Got two coming up. I've got one up in Liberty, should be up on Friday. It's a huge house. It's got 4 bedrooms upstairs and it's got an additional master suite on the main level and then finished base about 6,000 square foot.
Wow.
And in a cul-de-sac, really, really pretty. Everything's been done on it. It'll be 650, 6 bedroom. So that should be up on Friday. It's got 35 minutes worth of here. And then I've got one coming up next week out in Harrisonville on 4 acres, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. And it was just basically built. We redid everything on it. New roof, got a wraparound porch. So our garage out there.
Sweet. Okay, good deal. All right, last chance. Buyer needs, seller needs, or listings, I should say. Gary.
Anybody want to buy a bar down in Deepwater? Fix it price improvement, move this up, move it, let's get it gone.
I think we need a broker open house tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Now that Greenwood's gone, that might be our most seasoned
Yeah.
listing.
Said, I think there's some room.
All right. There you go. You got something for us?
Yeah, a couple things.
All right.
All right. City, what was the meeting we had in Grandview, whatever night that was? Yeah. Cool. So I get to go to this meeting with Nanette. It was really cool. And a lot of professionals there, the stuff that you guys need to be doing. So good for you, Nanette, for being involved in that. This lady that was really intelligent was speaking and she goes, man, I would never use anybody but the agent I already have. And she told us why. By the way, her agent's a guy named Brian Huff. You guys know Brian Huff?
Yeah.
Brian Huff's the #1 producer in KW, 100 and something million this year. Guess what he does every single day? He makes actual phone calls. And this lady goes, I bought a house from him 7 or 8 years ago. I think she said maybe 11 years ago, something like that. Every year on my birthday, not Brian's staff, Brian himself calls me and she goes, I bought a $280,000 house, right? It's not like she bought a $2 million house and he sells a lot of those. He calls her every year on her birthday. Okay. This is the busiest guy in your industry, guys. You think the bigger people are doing those things we've been talking about? They are. And she goes, I can't even imagine using, she made the comment, like, I can't imagine using anybody but him just because of that type of service. You guys get that? Yeah. It's a big deal. And that just came up last week. Jake?
And sure enough, they're having a baby and looking for a bigger house.
Oh, cool. How about that?
No, I don't think.
It's good stuff, guys. So some of the things that we're training to are people are actually utilizing and practicing in the real world and having amazing success with. As I continue, I've been sick for a week, so sorry if I haven't seen any of you guys. But I got behind because I'm making calls, I'm doing my touches and things that I'm going to do whether you guys want to do it or not. So sorry about that. But I wasn't able to speak, so it was kind of hard to make calls when you can't speak or you're hacking on the phone. That's really, really nice. So I just go, I'm going to triple up on texting.
Oh,
So
there
I'm
you go.
not a great text partner. So I'm just banging out texts through my list and all that kind of stuff. And boom, here comes the text back. I found out somebody's getting ready to have a baby. That was pretty cool. So Amber sending them something, just stuff like that. But guys, these activities are breeding business. Back around Thanksgiving, you mentioned Sam Harrell. Was he your football coach or something? I just happened to be doing my lead gen stuff, and I touched base with his wife because his wife's we have some common friends there as well. And she's just like, hey, LB, hope things are well, have a great holiday and all that. Over the holidays, he just referred me a $500,000 listing. How about that? Would I have got that anyway? Maybe, because we're held up here. But the fact I was engaging them over the holidays, saw that we got that business, and we had that meeting last week. So guys, you get to pick a path here. It's completely up to you. The more I'm doing more and more research and doing it, but the best way you can do research is do it yourself. Is the more and more I'm doing this, I'm thinking, wow, I really missed the boat even just a few years ago. Our entire initiative should have been towards database a long time ago. And that is the focus. So you guys are going to get sick and tired of hearing it. If I ask you to sign up for this or be held accountable and you don't want to do it, no judgment whatsoever. But those of you that choose to, we're going to make huge, huge progress. And you're going to hear these success stories like Jake just mentioned, the one I just mentioned, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of what it's all about. I took a class on branding. It was for the top 100 agents in KW. It was really cool. They had the top branding gal, and she was really, really, I thought, fascinating. How many of you guys are doing testimonials right now? Just started? Yeah. So
Collector reviews.
are you collecting? Collecting reviews and getting testimonials from people and leveraging it. It's one thing to get it, but how are you going to use it? Okay. If I have all these people that think I'm great, but I'm not sharing that out there with the world, all it does is give you a pat on the back. Okay. Personally, I'd like to have some money with that. You guys good with that? So we've got to get that information out there to the general public. If you've been doing business for any length of time, you have some positive testimonials from people, right? If you don't, you should be asking for those. Ask for them promptly. Who right now is actually doing it? Is having some success?
We just started doing it.
Okay.
And we went as far as reaching back to past clients that are a year older and said, hey, I know it's been a while, but you still not, would you do that for us?
Yeah. And tell them why. There's no problem with telling them why. Guys, most of us won't even go to a restaurant without seeing how many freaking stars it has, right? Okay. Well, I'm not sure if I want to try this Chinese or this Chinese, which one has the higher rating? I mean, you got any of you guys do that? Which hotel, which all that kind of stuff. That is where this world is going right now. I'm not a huge fan of all that, to be perfectly honest with you. But the reality is, especially younger people, that's how they make decisions. So figure out how to get involved in that part of things. I know when I go on a meeting, one of the documents I have that I seldom even have to pull out anymore is testimonials from these families and their picture and what they have to say about their service that we provided. And if I need to pull that out, I'll go, hey, by the way, I've been doing this a million years. Here's some of the stuff that people think about us and all that. I kind of skim right past it. But when I leave, do they sometimes look through that? Probably so. Do they go online to see the Zillow reviews and things like that? I think definitely. So if you don't have any of that as part of your world right now, it's very simple, by the way, to do. So figure out, make that a priority in 2025. This lady on branding is like, guys, if you're not figuring that piece of things out for your businesses, you are really behind the 8 ball. Todd?
Yeah, I lost one back here. He's like, and he looked me up on Google. And I re-Googled.
You guys get them? You guys get them?
And
Testimonials,
he was a guy at a bank that none of us would probably ever use. But 250. And he put his team in place to give him the reviews and just start working out. So guess I have a marketing team and all we're doing is backing into our core reviews, trying to do that. So I was blown away. I mean, me versus this guy, are you kidding? I lost it because that guy, technology showed him that he was in tune with that.
And here's the thing, a lot of times we don't get business. We don't really know why we didn't get it. You just happen to be aware of what happened there. how many times do you not even know, and that
Mhm.
may have worked against you? I was a little late to the party and all that. I don't mind saying so, but now I just kind of realize this is where it's going. So we're going to have to just channel our business and be sure that we're getting these testimonials from people. Most of the people that do business with you, they're happy to provide these, by the way. Very seldom do they push. Does anybody get a lot of pushback? And sometimes they don't do it right away. Feel free to remind them. And Amber will literally come in the office and go, hey, we closed on the Johnsons last week. They still haven't provided us the reviews and everything we're looking for. Can you text them? Yeah, I text them. By the way, when I text them, usually that day they stop and do it. So sometimes you have to remind them at the closing table of that they're going to get the request for those things. That's a great time to do it. Todd?
You know, nobody ever has a phone, right? They give you a 5-star review right there. So that's super cool, and it doesn't take them more than about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
We did that. On the backside of the door, click review, they take a picture, they do it right there on stand.
Simple. That's cool.
Say, the rookie guy was really good. We changed rookie guy to my name.
Yeah. Did you have something, Ryan?
Yeah, we send them a link and that way they just click on the link, it takes them right where we need them to go. And I teach them how to give me a great review, several different times. One consultation, just our job and our goal is to make a great impression and do a great job for your family. Then we do the great job as we all do. And then we remind them again that they're going to get that sent to them. If they would give us, if we've earned a 5-star review, we would absolutely honor and tell us something great about the transaction that happened.
Love that. Love that.
Kind of coach them up to give you a break.
Yeah, we, on the last thing we do on the closing day is after we walk out the vehicle, right outside, hey, I'll walk you out. And then we ask that question as they're leaving. Hey, in the next day or two, could James or I send you a link to leave us a Google review? But then it helps us stay accountable because then we have to send that email either later that night or the next day or 2 days later. And that seems to go over pretty well.
We talk about people orphaning a client. You know, we sell them a house, we make on average $8,500 in gross commission, all those great things. If we're not pursuing this, I would say in a way, we've already started the orphaning process to some extent.
Yeah.
We got to get the review. That's got to be one of the first things we do right out of the gate, right? And then we'll set up the calls and the text and the follow-up and all those sorts of things. In this branding, this little webinar I was on, 67% of people want to do business that they are highly aligned with. Okay, whatever that alignment might be. So where she was going with this is people, they love the fact that maybe you've sold 1 million houses or your office is a great office and all those things. But what about you? What's the personal thing? How do you humanize the business in your world? And I see so many things that our office has going on at all times. And in that CPR class made me think of this is, you know, people love that. Devon puts out these videos that you guys do helping veterans in their houses. We have so many different initiatives going on with great teams and people in our office. People just love that stuff. First of all, it's good. It's good, right? It's a good thing. But find something to get warm and fuzzy about beyond just numbers and statistics and things like that. I tend to go towards the numbers and statistics because that's just easy for me. So we're trying to humanize ourselves a little bit more as well. You lean in on some of the stuff KW is doing, you guys. You don't have to go very far to find the big KW truck running to the next flood or whatever the hell's going on bad in the world, right? Lean in on that stuff and Coats for Kids, and we could just go on and on. Be sure you have some of that information to share with your people and the general public as to what makes us a little bit different. Nothing against Reese Nichols, but I did not see their truck go into the fires, right? Because they don't have a damn truck. That's why. They're good people. They just got no truck. But what's going to make you guys different? Another huge aha that it came out of this for me was be the expert on something, okay? I don't care if you're year one in the business, you're an expert on buyers and negotiating on behalf of buyers, okay? And if you're not, we'll get you there, I promise you that. So be an expert on something. People love the word expert, okay? It's just one of those things that clicks. Now, if you've been doing it a long time, you probably deserve to call yourself an expert on a few things. Is that safe to say?
Yep.
But be an expert on something. Anybody have anything to add to that? Does anybody use the word expert in things now? No? Use the word expert. Paul?
You know, something we learned on that topic is your best client is someone who's maybe going through something you've gone through. So maybe it's divorce, maybe it's an elderly parent, downsizing, something like that. Maybe you've been through that, have experience, and maybe that is your ideal client?
Sure. If you're an investor looking to buy multifamily, do you want to work with an agent that kind of knows something about it, or somebody who's an expert in multifamily and has handled many transactions and rubs elbows with other people that own and invest in multifamily and knows Nathan Priest, right? Which is it going to be? Which one would you gravitate towards, right? If you're working with seniors and Tom and Carrie are the experts, that's their niche is seniors. And we have several people that are experts. I don't mean to point just you guys out, but my point is be the expert at something. You guys get that? That will resonate really well with the client.
Well, and a lot of that goes back to, if you think from an abundance mindset, there's plenty of people to go around. So make yourself
Yeah.
stand out, because if you try to be everything to everybody, you will be nothing to nobody.
I like that. That's perfect. That's perfect. Thank you. That puts a bow on it for me. I like that. But yeah, humanize yourself, guys. Let's use all the statistics and all the great things we've achieved, but let's find our personal touch on this thing. And when you're touching base with people in your database, be sure you're emphasizing those things and the things that we do collectively that kind of make us a little bit different. Does anybody have anything to add to that? Anything they could incorporate? We haven't thought of? Jake, tell me something good. You got anything? Kids, yeah. Yeah. Pets, right? Kids, curves. That curve story is fantastic. By the way, if you haven't seen Joanna's thing, she's on TV. She's kind of famous now. Give it up for Joanna.
Yeah.
I like the curves thing. That was awesome. Thank you for letting me see that. When was that went on TV? Was that last week or the week before? A couple weeks ago. Yeah. So she's a big deal now. She'll be here signing autographs later. Well, you guys, we have so many cool things. You tell me that the people in her database, if she's sharing that story, they're not going to think that's absolutely cool. Right. They're gonna really, first of all, it's a great thing anyway, but the fact that you're doing that, and I think your people will just love all of that kind of stuff, right? So what's that? Yeah, she got eggs out of the thing. So lastly, we talk about the lady kind of closed with this. The influence and the ability to influence people is kind of the new currency. You guys hear of influencers, right? They drive me a little bonkers, but nonetheless, that whole thing is taken off. But the people that are in your world, you need to also understand some of them are able to exact more influence than others, okay? You all may have people in your database that have been school teachers in a district for 20 years. You think those are people that have impact and influence? You think? Yeah. What if it's a first-year teacher fresh out of college? Probably a little less, right? They may have influence within the people that are 20-somethings that are in their little world, right? Mm-hmm. They're both influential, just in a different way, okay? So as you assess people, as you touch base with people, as you try to figure out who are the most important people in your pyramid, so to speak, think about what is their influence? Where are they influential? And just because they're wealthy or not wealthy or different things doesn't mean they can't be influential, but how are they influential? Maybe they're influential in, where's Laura? Is she here today? Laura, Scouts, right? Scouts has been your thing. Paul, it's your thing. You guys find people that are influential you're influential in the Scout world. That's paid off really well for you. And Nanette's influential in the city of Grandview now. She's a big deal. Probably be the next mayor of Grandview if I had my guess. So find out what their influence is. Think about where are they impactful and kind of play to that a little bit. If you know their passion is scouting, let's talk about scouting, okay? Let's don't talk about the weather. Let's talk about scouting. If their passion is the Chiefs, that's all they talk about is the Chiefs, where would you start a conversation with them? The Chiefs. If they're passionate about their kids starting college, let's go down that path. But influence is a huge, huge deal in our world now. Let's figure out who the influential people are in your world and be sure that we're loving all over them. That's all I got because my voice is gone.
All right. Well, thank you. As Lonnie was talking, I realized that there's another opportunity. We're talking about database a lot. Our region, again, we're a part, just bonus little education here. We are a part of Keller Williams, the Greater Heartland region. There's a 5-state region right here in the middle of the country, Greater Heartland. They are putting on a training on database dominoes today, tomorrow, and Thursday. So today we've got lunch and learn. So if you missed today's, that's okay. I don't know if it's going to be recorded or not, but tune in tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'll live stream it here in the Market Center. Database dominoes. It's about basics of your database, learning how to create a great foundation for your business. That is the database. So database dominoes, if you can't come in and watch it, there is a link online. You can register. It's free. Just tune in 11 o'clock today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Got questions? Let me know. Otherwise, anybody got a question? We good? Todd, you got something?
Okay, not a question, but.
Okay,
I can bring it in here and try to get started around
11:30. Love it. Okay. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much.
Repeat, guys, repeat. Think three-peat. It's never happened.